Hey guys, Night Cruiser MA. I'm here at Mom's Foxborough in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And this is episode 2 of my Let's Ride series. Today I am reviewing the 2016 Indian Springfield. This is a beautiful machine. From front to back, this thing is unique in the Indian line. I think you could be forgiven for thinking that this is simply maybe a cheap vintage with hard bags instead of soft bags, but actually it's closer to being an Indian chieftain without a fairing. What's unique about this is that the front rake is steep. It's very much like the chieftain or the roadmaster. So what you get is a nice light steering feel. So you've got that, but you have no fairing blocking your view. Instead, you've got this nice open windshield area, and you've got hard bags, which of course the Chief Vintage and the Chief don't have. So these bags lock, they open when they're not locked, which, there. So they have a nice locking mechanism there that you don't see on a lot of other bikes. That's standard across the Indian line with all of the hard bags. And you know, this is a pretty remarkable bike. I took this out for a ride. I did maybe 11, 15 miles on it, something like that. And I found it to be really supple and soft, and but very rideable. You had just the right amount of wind, and you had really just absorbed all the bumps. So you had sort of the luxury of the Roadmaster or the Chieftain, but without the bulk. So you felt like you were riding a little bit more of a kind of a stripped bike, but it was really wonderful. So anyway, I have really enjoyed filming this bike, and I've enjoyed riding the bike. I want to thank Mom's Foxborough for letting me do so, and yeah, let's go see how the test ride went. Alright guys, the very first thing you notice when you hop on a Springfield is the handlebars. Now we know from my previous videos that I'm picky about my handlebars. These things are just dead perfect for me. You know, as with every Indian, when you get the stock pipes, you get on and you are amazed at how quiet the bike is. And then you just get out on the road and you just give it a little bit of a twist and you get such a nice bark out of them. It always amazes me. It's like just, you know, it's so relaxing at a standstill. And then you just twist the throttle and it just barks at you, and it's just a really, really nice sound. Now, of course, on this stock Springfield here, it has the stock windshield. Now, for a guy like me, actually, you know, it's funny. I was going to say it's right in my field of view. It's about a half an inch under my field of view. I am looking, I mean, I do. I wish it were about an inch lower for me, maybe. But again, you know, I'm like 5'8". I am not exactly a tall rider, so maybe it's just perfect for you guys. I'm getting absolutely no helmet buffeting right now. I'm doing 50. It's been a while since I've had a tank-mounted speedometer. I am just not used to that. I've had so many fared motorcycles lately. Well, not so many, I mean, but I had the Roadmaster and the Chieftain. This is cruise night over here at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. So, what that means is you're going to see a lot of nice cars. Right up until I pass the stadium. So, but yeah, I mean, this is really nice. My hands are extremely comfortable in this position. This particular model does have the Indian heel shifter on it, which I'm actually not a fan of. I much prefer the Ergonomics heel shifter. The Indian heel shifter, it seems like it takes away a little bit more of the floorboard, and it's also considerably higher to lift your foot over than left lane closed. Why are you guys doing this to me? Okay, left lane closed. I'll come over here. Anyway, but yeah, the Ergonomics heel shifter, if you guys would like a heel shifter for your Indian, that is just a great one. It lays pretty flat and gives you plenty of room. On both Indians that I've had, I've made sure that I've gotten Ergonomics shifters. And in fact, when I went to move it from my Chieftain to my Roadmaster, why am I trying to get in the left lane when I know it's closed? It doesn't seem to be closed. I think we're good now. Let's go over here. Oh, just that stock exhaust note. It just has such a nice bark. And I know you're not going to be able to hear it well, but man, it's just very nice. Anyway, but I tried to get that heel shifter moved from the Chieftain to the Roadmaster, and there was some part that was missing. Something I did wrong. Well, Mom's actually took care of it for me. They ordered a brand new one from Ergonomics, got it in a couple days later, and had it installed, and that was really wonderful. So let's see. You know, Indians are one of the hardest things for me to review. Now, you might think that's really dumb, because that's what I've ridden for the longest time, is Indians. But in reality, I'm so used to them that it's hard for me to be kind of objective. Oh yeah, all that turn-in is so nice. So, you know, I know this looks like an Indian Chief Vintage, but with hard bags instead of soft bags, but no, it really isn't. It's actually, it has the same brake as the Chieftain and the Roadmaster, which means that the steering is much, much lighter. Now the trail is not the same, and I can sense that just a little. I mean, it's such a slight difference in the trail, but I can sense it, and it's, you know, I can't say that it handles. It's a nice truck. I can't say that it handles exactly like a Chieftain or Roadmaster, but I think that's also a function of these bars. This bike actually has a pretty steep rake, and it has narrow bars, so it kind of evens out. It's kind of, it's just really nice. I mean, it feels pretty neutral. It feels nice and flickable. Flickable. A word that I can actually use this time as opposed to the last time. So, you know, it's funny, I don't know why this would be. I feel a little bit more vibration in the floorboards than I do on my Roadmaster. I'm not sure why that is. But I say that, I mean, if you're a Harley rider, for example, I mean, I've ridden Harleys. I have nothing against Harleys. I think they're great as their own thing. But man, do they shake a lot. And I know some people really like that. But at idle, I mean, it's like blah, 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 blah. So, and I say that to say that if that's what you're thinking of, Indians don't do that. Indians do not shake at idle. For better or worse, you can literally look in the mirror and tell who you are at idle. Oh, these handlebars are just perfect. See how relaxed the hand position is for me? I mean, that's just, I really like that. That is really, really nice. This engine, when you just kind of lug it down a little bit, and I'm not even doing that, it just sounds so nice. Let's get to fourth here. It's just got that nice deep lope to it. Very nice. The suspension on this bike is absolutely fantastic. Smooths out all of the bumps. 4.5 inches of travel. I don't believe that Harley has anything that has 4.5 inches of travel. If this guy doesn't get out of the road, he's not going to get more than 4.5 inches travel out of his life in a minute. But I think he's turning left. Maybe he either gave me a hand signal to say he's turning left. Yeah, okay. Or else he's telling me to go away. Oh, they put speed bumps in here. Oh. You know, in the Victory Impulse video, I remember there was like a bump that I kind of went around, and there was some weird thing in the road. That's what it was. They were putting in speed bumps. I'm glad he slowed down, because I wouldn't have known, and I would have just gone flying. Okay, there was like stop written on the thing there, but it wasn't. Okay, that's fine. There was no sign. Whoa. Oh yeah, see, that's a great test of the suspension. Very, very nice. The seat is extremely comfortable for me. I believe it's the same design as the... Actually, I think it's the same as the Vintage and the the Chief and the Chieftain, it has some different stitching on it, some white stitching that's very fancy and very nice. So this is my gas meter down here, I believe. This bike really is right off the showroom floor, so I'm trying to be very good to it and just very relaxed. You know, one thing that you get with this bike that you don't get with the Chieftain or the Roadmaster is obviously you get a nice view of the road around you, because, you know, I wasn't used to riding with a fairing for the longest time. But you also get this nice little nacelle that you're looking down. I don't know if you can see it, but the headlight has that beautiful nacelle shape there that's just fantastic. And like so many Indians, this also has, I mean, the clutch engagement is just right off the line. I mean, it's like 1/8 of an inch away that clutch engages, which I actually kind of like. Now, one thing about these bars, they fit me pretty well. I like the angle. I think some people might want to have them tilted up a little bit, because I'm actually hunched over in order to get to the bars and rest my hands on here, much more than I am on, say, like my Roadmaster. So I guess that's just something to kind of keep in mind, is that you know, they can be rotated, obviously. Now, this bike has speakers on it, which are not standard. These do not come standard with the bike. They are a genuine Indian accessory option. And I believe, I'm pretty sure that I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that the input for these things is in the back of one of these speakers. It's not like a saddlebag that you can just throw your iPod in. And then you've got a volume control and an on-off right here. I don't have anything hooked up to it, so. But that's pretty handy. That's actually, if I ever got a bike like this, which, believe me, is not out of the question, I would love to have music on it. And this is just a really nice looking set of speakers here. Everything else on here is purely Indian. I mean, the throttle response is dead on. It's throttle by wire, so they've just got it dialed in perfectly. It used to be at the very beginning when Indian started out, there was a lag to the throttle. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's they've got it really dialed in. I'm seeing raindrops in the visor, which is fine. No big deal. I think I have to sneeze, though. Yeah, see, there is not much shake to this. There's a little bit, but not much. You can see that mirror. Just not shaking. What a nice bike. These are self-canceling blinkers, as you can see. They turn off there. I think the thing that I always feel about Indians is that they feel incredibly solid. And they feel incredibly relaxed. I mean, you can twist the throttle and just beat the heck out of it, but you can also just kind of hang back and relax and just take it easy. I mean, you would never get tired of riding this bike. Never. It's just, there's something, it's kind of like having it's like having a, well, okay, as an example, I've got a, I should do a vlog about this. I've got a 2016 Camaro SS. And when I put that thing in, say, you know, 3rd gear or 4th gear, and I'm doing, say, I don't know, 45 miles an hour, that thing's got 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. I know that with one flick of the foot, I can be pretty much, you know, leaving rubber wherever I want. And this, although I'm not going to leave rubber anywhere outside of, say, 1st or maybe 2nd gear, this has the same feeling. It's got that feeling like, you know, there's power underneath there, and you know you can just access it anytime you want. But instead, you just choose to take a nice, relaxed approach and just enjoy the. Yeah, I'll tell you what I don't like, and I know that there's no way around it. I don't think, really. I mean, I guess there kind of is, but I'm just, the only thing I'm really not liking right now is just I'm so spoiled by having the speedometer and the tachometer and the gear indicator right up here in the fairing. Now I've got to look down because I don't know, I guess I just wasn't used to the bike, and well, that's a stupid excuse, because it's a 111 cubic inch Thunderstroke. I know the engine, but I guess I just I thought I was in 2nd. I was actually in 3rd. And so I had to kind of look down at my gear indicator. Now, obviously, as I got more used to the bike, I would be fine with that. I wouldn't have to look. But yeah, I mean, my gosh, just the comfort factor. There has not been one jarring event on this entire bike, on this entire trip. It's just been relaxing and enjoyable, and it's been incredible. I mean, it's just everything that Indian is supposed to be. You know, so this bike has got the push button start. It has a temperature gauge right here, which is, oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That's the gas gauge right there. So I forgot. It's got the analog gas gauge. It's also got a digital gas gauge as well. And I believe you can use the triggers here on the sides of the bars to kind of go through, and yeah, like right now I can see my RPM is 1800 at in fourth gear, 1800 RPM. I'm at about 36 miles an hour, and I'm also running into talking issues apparently. But so, you know, the main thing I take away from this bike, aside from just the absolute comfort and the beauty of this, I mean, it's proportioned. It's like it's proportioned by the gods. It's just perfect. And you know, even with this, a shorter rake, riding with no hands is just not a problem at all. But the one thing I take away from this is that I think it would be reasonably important to get to make sure that you're comfortable with the handlebar position and rotate it up if you have to. I just think that being bent over and being bent forward a little bit is not good. And I'm fairly short. I really shouldn't be having that issue. It's really not bad. I mean, I could ride like this for a long time, but it's just something to keep in mind. One thing I'm noticing that they did is they blacked out this section. It's chrome on the front, but now it's black on the back. This thing on the windscreen here, this metal bar. So on the outside of that is chrome. On the inside is black, which means you're not going to get that sort of reflection and that bright spot in your vision that used to happen with the Chief Vintage and Chief Classic. And the other major point that I would take away from this is that the steering geometry is so different on this. It's, you know, I've ridden a Chief Vintage and a Chief Classic, both on demo rides, just while helping out with, you know, leading and sweeping demo rides and stuff for the dealership. And in riding both of those, the steering is incredibly different. You know, once you get the longer rake, you really get it's just a much floppier feeling. This doesn't have that. This is really just very much willing to turn. Oh, it feels great. It's been a while since I've had a bike without a fairing. Oh, I love the feeling of that wind. That's fantastic. So yeah, a little bit more vibration in the floorboards than I expected, but certainly nothing terrible. It's just kind of there. This has highway bars already on it, so it would just require some highway pegs to be thrown on there. It does have driving lights, which is nice. I'm a big fan of driving lights for extra visibility, and the switch for those is right down here. You know, the switch is in an awkward place, but it doesn't matter. I mean, for me, you turn them on, you leave them on. This is really nice. I mean, 6 gears. I'm doing 55 miles an hour. I'm at 2100 RPM. Very nice. Let me get over here. Yeah, these bars are perfect for me. And man, this seat is comfortable. I thought it was a different seat when I first saw it. I thought it was maybe constructed differently, but it really isn't. It's just got that different stitching, but man, it is super comfortable. Nicely padded, for my fat butt anyway. Now that bump sounded like it was something big. It didn't feel like it was something big. Let's just go over here, shall we? Oh yeah, this is really nice. just that exhaust is enjoyable, very enjoyable. All right, let me park this guy over here, and let me just actually first let me just do a little parking lot stuff here. Oh yeah, I mean, very, very easy to go in these little figure eight things. I mean, it's just I've only done half of a figure eight, haven't I? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. All right, let me park it over here for a moment. I hope you enjoyed that ride. I certainly did. That was really nice. I just got to find neutral here. There we are. Gosh, what a gorgeous bike. I mean, it rides just the way it looks. It is smooth. It's comfortable. Fantastic. Hey guys, I really enjoyed that ride on the Springfield. This bike is what I've wanted from Indian for so long. It's got the hard bags, it's got these kind of buckhorn handlebars that come back toward you, and your palms are facing the tank more than they're facing the ground, which I like. It's got this beautiful windshield that I wish were a little bit lower, but again, I'm short, so you can't go by me. But overall, the experience on this, it's the difference between getting into a low-end Toyota and a Mercedes or a Land Rover. It's got this feeling of plushness, this feeling of comfort, and just, it's never working very hard. It's always happy to do whatever you want it to do. You know, this seat is extremely comfortable. For my build, now again, I'm 5'8", on a good day, sometimes 5'7", I'm not really sure, and I weigh a lot, but for my build, you know, this works out very well. Again, if you're over 6 feet tall or over 5'11", you might want to look at a Victory Cross Country or something like that, but for me, this setup works wonderfully. Another change they made on the Springfield, compared to, say, the Chief Vintage, the Chieftain, the Roadmaster, is this badge is quite a bit bigger. It just screams Indian, and I like that. I think that's all subjective. I think it looks nice, but I almost think that it might be a little bit too big. I'm not sure about that. Overall, though, I think with a couple of accessories, I think the Indian teardrop mirrors here, yeah, I need the Indian sells an aftermarket mirror that's like a nice, you've seen them on my Roadmaster videos, and I love those mirrors. These I just don't find I can see very well out of. So on both bikes that I've had, both Indians I've had, I've swapped these out for the aftermarket ones. And I would also, you know, change out the, well, you can't see it, but the, I'll bring it over after. I would change out the heel shifter because I just don't like the Indian heel shifter. I like the Ergonomics heel shifter. Overall, it's fantastic. I mean, you can put a backrest on here. So the MSRP of this bike is $21,000. And you won't get the speakers with that. And I'm not even sure that you'll get the heel shifter for that. But boy, it's worth every penny. It is, I think it's priced pretty competitively for what you get. And if you are, for example, a Harley fan, which I have no problem with, I think you owe it to yourself to take a ride on this thing, because it's a completely different experience from any Harley that I've ever ridden. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's relaxed, and it's just a different experience. So basically, that's my review on the Springfield. I love this bike. Don't be shocked if you see me with it at some point down the road, because I really enjoyed my time on here. It just calmed me right down. That's what motorcycles are meant to do. Not all motorcycles. I certainly, you know, I don't think you're going to get on an R1 and just get calmed right down. But this bike's wonderful. So thank you again to Mom's Foxborough, Indian Motorcycles of Foxborough. You know, this place has been fantastic for me, and it's a great dealership. I mean, they've let me take these bikes out. I highly encourage you to check them out. Great service, great people, honest, and they do a great business because of it. So if you're in the area of Foxborough, check them out. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. I always appreciate your comments, good or bad. Let them fly. I'm here to listen and here to improve. So thanks very much. Have a great day. Hey guys, Night Cruiser MA coming at you. No, I'm not coming at you. What does that mean? Coming at you from what? Speaking to you live from inside my mouth. Okay, here we go.